Acapulco, Mexico. This is Anarchast.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I have a very interesting guest coming on. It was at the start of this year in 2019. I heard about these crazy people who are living off the coast of Thailand, and they'd become essentially the world's first seasteaders. They had set up a little platform about over 12 miles off the shore of Thailand, which technically or theoretically or whatever their rules are, isn't really in Thai waters. And I saw a few videos of it. I was like, this is really cool. We've had on Joe Quirk on this show before. We've had on Patrick Friedman. We've been talking about seasteading. I'm like, oh, that's great. Someone's finally started to do it. And then it wasn't much longer. It was a few weeks later, and I see they're on the run from the Thai government, and they're marked for death by the Thai government under the death penalty for living on that little platform way far away from the Thai coast. And amazing story, crazy story. So we have Chad and Nadia on, and they were the ones living there. Nadia's originally from Thailand, and they basically have been on the run from Thailand since then because I think they're still kind of wanted with the death penalty for doing that, which is so unbelievably ridiculous and terrible. And so I will say Sawadee Cup. I used to live in Bangkok. I even have this, I don't know if you can see it. It says Isala Sali. It means liberty, I hope. I'm not that fluent in Thai. That's what they told me it means. And so I actually have spent quite a bit of time in Bangkok. Before I really spent more time in Mexico, I spent most of my time in Asia and in Thailand. So very interesting story. And now you guys are actually in Panama, and you're kind of doing similar things. So we're going to get into all that. And we want to totally hear the story because this is actually the first time you guys have been on video talking about this since it happened. But the first thing I have to ask you, though, is, and I can just ask you, Chad, how did you become a voluntarist?
It goes back, I think the Harry Brown campaign made me libertarian. I remember I was in college, I went to see Bill Clinton talk when I was just out of high school, and I didn't know if I was a Republican or a Democrat. So I watched Bill Clinton talk, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not that guy. And so I evolved and eventually got on the internet and found Harry Brown, and whatever election that was, I was like, I read the Libertarian Party Constitution, I guess, or whatever, and every little point, I was like, yes, 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 all the way down the list. I was like, why are we not all looking for liberty like this guy? So I became libertarian at that point. Of course, you go from being libertarian to you evolve to become voluntarist, or you go down the constitutionalist thing. I followed Ron Paul, and yeah. But the seasteading thing seems to make me go from anarchist, voluntarist to maybe there's something out there that I don't know about yet that we can discover by seasteading. So, maybe there's another evolution beyond that. I don't know, but I think, yeah, as long as it's voluntary, then in essence it's all the same.
Yeah. Totally. That's great. And I know from a bit of your background that you were quite an early sort of adopter of Bitcoin, and you did quite well with that. And then from reading some articles on yourselves, I should also mention, by the way, you'll both be at Anarchapulco, so really excited about that. And Joe Quirk will be there as well, and you'll be speaking, so that'll be great. So I was reading some of the articles, and it said that you were early adopter into Bitcoin, and you also got really early into seasteading. You were really interested in it, and then this was essentially in Thailand your sort of first attempt at trying it. Very, very. I always like it when they make a big splash with your first attempt. That was pretty wild. So why don't you tell us, like, how did you get into all this stuff? So you're in Bitcoin, you got into seasteading, and then just lead into the story of how you ended up running from Thailand.
Yeah, well, it all goes back to Ron Paul's campaign in 2008, where he was basically like, we can have liberty. It's like, all right. I mean, before that, I was at the Free State Project. I wanted liberty in our lifetime. I've always been trying to find that place where we can, we can be free. So, in every aspect, I've been trying to get there. 2008, following Ron Paul's campaign, I ran into a video of Patrick Friedman talking about seasteading, and I was like, man, this is awesome. And within the same communities, like on Ron Paul forums, they were talking about Bitcoin in the early days of it, like 2009, 2010. And I actually downloaded the mining, well, the wallet back then had the mining with it. So I clicked on the mine button, like, oh, I'm going to mine Bitcoin. And it crashed my computer. It was back before it was even $1, and I was like, oh, this Bitcoin thing's stupid. And I threw it away. I was like, oh, well, I'm going back to gold. It's better. But then I saw that it jumped over $1, and I was like, wow, maybe this thing's gonna go up. So I started actually looking into it a little bit more, and I got into it early, but it wasn't as an investment. It was because I believe in it, and I still do. We don't see it as an investment. The price goes up, the price goes down, whatever. I still mainly hold as much as I can, and yeah, I do preach the thing of convert, don't buy. Convert your fiat, get rid of it into Bitcoin, start using your Bitcoin, and that's my philosophy on it. But yeah, still with the seasteading thing, back in 2008, I learned about it, and I figured I followed it for 10 years. The French Polynesia thing happened with Blue Frontiers, where they're gonna get a special economic zone. So I actually moved to Tahiti because I really thought it was going to happen finally. I'm with the seasteading for 10 years, and I'm like, all right, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen in French Polynesia. Whatever I can do as volunteering, giving a lot of advice. I think we had a group of 20 of us just volunteering for, okay, once we have it established, here are all the blockchain things we're going to be doing. We're trying to have everything decentralized, like everything down to the power, birth certificates, everything all decentralized, so that we had something when people moved to the seastead. It's like, okay, here's your app with all your things you're used to, made easy and decentralized. So, and Nadia at the time came down with me to Tahiti, and we enjoyed the beach. She did some scuba diving, and really loved Tahiti.
Yeah, we quite enjoy Tahiti, and Tahitian thing is a pretty beautiful place, and you have a lot of things to do there. It's beautiful, and I love to go back there one day.
But
yeah, actually, I took my wife on our second honeymoon to Tahiti just last year, and that is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. So when I heard seasteading was trying to do stuff there, I'm like, yeah, I hope that really works, because I would have no problem at all living there.
Yeah.
So that didn't really work out, and then you guys, then I guess, well, tell us how you decided you were going to do this in Thailand.
Well, it wasn't us so much. There's the guy Rudiger. He's an aerospace engineer. I don't know if you've read the articles where his end goal is this space launch to get people up into space. So he started building this. He started the experiments to get to the point where he can build it. But he ran into, you can't build this thing on land because it's several kilometers long, like 60 kilometers high, so it has to be out in the water. So the initial thing he started working on was this, it's just a little floating observation deck for his ultimate goal. So he started building this, and he read about seasteading, and he's like, hey, seasteaders, look what I'm doing. And
Come down and check it out.
Yeah. And he was doing it in Thailand, and we went to Bangkok, and I talked to him on the Seastead forums. And I'm like, hey, I'll meet you in Bangkok. And he's telling me about this space launch, and he's blowing my mind with all this engineering talk. And he's got a very thick German accent, so it's very hard to understand. So I was like, okay, so you're building something floating in the water. Either way, sounds cool. I want to see it. So he went back to work on it. We went back to Tahiti, but when we left Tahiti, we went down and met him, and he already had construction started on it. And when I saw what he was doing, I was like, this is a seastead. You're building a seastead. He's like, okay, whatever. But, so, yeah, I started helping him out, whatever I could do. And I basically told him, like, well, you're going to be working on your space thing. Why don't, you can't just leave the thing sitting out in the water. So Nadia and I can just live in it and watch out for it, make sure that it's good, and we can.
So we end up helping Utica Coves building the seastead. I have become a volunteer and change list for Thai to English for the worker for him, and I do all that thing is for free because just want to get the seasteading happen, like just want to help, just want to make my man happy, and it's nothing in my mind at all. It's just okay, let's do it. Like that's it.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned it's in Thai. It's not in Thai waters, but we fully knew that it actually is in Thai waters. It's just not Thai territorial waters, which is a slight difference. The territorial waters includes all the laws that they have on the territory, whereas where we were still had Thai laws according to international laws. So, I mean, we couldn't block customs. We couldn't, interfere with their whatever mineral rights or whatever they had out there. There was so very few laws out there that we had to worry about. So it's not like we were going to set up an oil rig out there. So it wasn't that big a deal.
Seasteading institutes have been checking about the law in the open sea for like 10 years. They must know everything before they're doing something.
Yeah.
But you cannot just come up like, they don't know anything, and you guys, the criminal, doing this. It's just accuse me with something that impossible. Like.
Yeah, the funniest thing is, as an anarchist, like, I'm sure you and your viewers probably find it strange that they mainly accuse us of wanting to create a new nation.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's
Nation.
why would I flee, get away from rules, so I can create more rules? Like, no, I don't want a nation.
You run away from the government to go create your own government. That makes sense.
It's all ridiculous. So, yeah.
We don't need government. If we have to need government have to be smarter than what they are now.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So I would mention in the videos, like, we can come up with our rules. I wasn't talking about laws, I was talking about rules, like, the non-aggression principle type stuff, or here's some decentralized thing we're going to implement, those type of rules, more like a homeowners association than anything.
They're just like the words that you use, governance, and
Yeah.
they say government.
Yeah.
So the news very, very confusing. Thai people working pretty good, and all of them believe what the news say. And all the new people from Thailand, no one that can keep in touch with me or with chat. No one. So basically, they are the Navy who send out the fake news for the new people. Just boom, 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 like have a throw and everything perfect, like just bring me down to the ground, like oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much destroyed Nadia's life a lot more than mine. I mean, I'm fine, but basically she's got her son and her family back home that she can't see probably until he turns 18. Can you get out of there? So
Wow.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, and I saw that they were really, just like everywhere in the U.S., it's the same. The media is one with the government, and they were just trying to slander you guys. I read some of the things they were saying. And you were just on this little platform, like more than 12 miles off the coast, and they're making it out like you were these really bad people and all this sort of stuff.
Which I told Rudiger at one point, I was like, it's best that I'm the guy on that platform when it happens, because I'm like the Boy Scout of never breaking any laws. So they tried everything. They even at one point the police chief's like, okay, well, if we don't get him on this whole violating sovereignty thing, we'll get him on something else. You know, they just wanted to get us on something. They found a bag of drugs with my name and the dates of expiration.
That is paracetamol and antibiotic.
Yeah, because most drug dealers will put your name on the package. And
yeah, so you're dealing drugs out there too, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that
I
tries
heard that
so
when you...
hard to find something guilty on us, but they can't find anything. We not do anything, nothing at all.
Then we knew that if anything ever went wrong, they would look for something. So, I didn't even rip tags off of the pillows, completely following every laws. So it was just crazy. But we got out. We heard the news. She got a text on Facebook like, "Hey, did you see this article?"
Yeah, I have some friends send me a message about the news that by that time in Thailand they have the festival, Songkran festival in Thailand. So I'm preparing myself to show chat what is Songkran festival in Thailand like, and prepare myself to enjoy Songkran festival with my family, my son. So we bought a big water gun like this week. Well, okay, let's go play Songkran. And then my friend sent me at the news at night. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna hit us by couple words that they have on the Thai news. I'm like, this going to hit us.
Yeah, the couple words were a threat to national security, which everything else was just copy pasted from other websites, but then they threw that little word in, threat to national security. So we knew they were setting something up, and we had one day we were trying to get out in front of it, trying to contact media, basically tell them our side. But we even got an email from one guy saying, the state has deemed you whatever, bad people, so we're not even going to talk to you. So it was the next day that it blew up. It was on TV. It was everywhere. That they basically said they're going to threaten us with a death penalty.
Yep, that we try. Basically, the end of the day, all the fake news come from the Thai Navy that try to create whatever they try to get, like money from the government, like a lot of money, and they also try to get money from us too. That's bad.
Yeah. So we saw this all this on the news, and we called up Rudiger, and he's like, get your bug out bag. We're going. So that's when we bugged out, got out of Thailand.
So I heard when you were building it, you would always see Thai Navy ships around. So the Thai Navy, at least to some extent, was aware you were doing something there, but they never, according to what I read, they didn't say anything or do anything. And then one day you just wake up and you read that you're wanted for all these things, a death penalty, all that kind of stuff. And then you took off, and it was very quickly, from what I could tell, like the Thai Navy went there and like tore it all down and everything. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, we enjoyed being out there. It was pretty awesome. It's not like we were free. We didn't have any laws, but like I said, we don't break laws anyway, so it didn't change our lifestyle that much. But it's more of the feeling. It's like when we're in town and we had to go run to the tax office, or we're sitting in lines doing something completely ridiculous for the government. I had to do immigration stuff. We're just like, I just got to get back out to the seastead. This is just horrible. Like,
Every street we go and all like the car try to hit us.
Yeah,
Even we stayed really slow, have some car come and hit us. Like
yeah, we're sitting in traffic, like, why are we dealing with this? This is stupid. Like like every moment we're on land, we're like, oh, let's just get back to the seastead where it's so peaceful, so much easier. We don't have to deal with all this bureaucracy, all this, just crap. So
and when we are there, we don't have to spend money to.
yeah, there's no money to be spent. We have fish and electricity, making water and salt water into fresh water. Everything was so simple and easy.
It's a lot of energy that we can create and use out there. It's like from the sun, from the wave, from the wind. Everything is the energy. It's free energy that we can use, and that can use everywhere.
Yeah, I missed being able to throw my food scraps out into the water to the fish down below. I considered the little fish like my pets, and I'm feeding them, but then I'd go scuba diving, and there's just so many. And they were curious, like, what's a human doing way out here? So they come right up to my face.
Yeah. But we never throw out all the plastic bag or plastic bottle to the sea. Not even one piece, none. Only just the vegetable and the meat that we eat, and it's not finished the rice. Sometimes I just cooking the rice and give it to the fish. Feed them.
So
Yeah, that's great. When I saw the photo of it, I have to say, I was like, I don't know if I'd want to live on that myself. It's kind of like small. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing around, right? But, kind of seeing Nadia now, I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of understand why you don't mind staying there with her, Chad, that sort of a thing. But in general, like, I was like, I don't know if I'd really want to do that myself. But from what you guys were saying, like, you really enjoyed your time on there. I was seeing you talking about how you could see like 1 million stars, and it was so peaceful and that sort of a thing. So for people out there kind of like, wondering what it's like to live on a seastead, you did do it for a while, and you seem to really enjoy it, right?
yeah, and the whole point was to prove that it could be done. It's actually pretty groundbreaking, the fact that we could live in a floating home in the open ocean. I mean, that's never been done before. There's been little small islands that float and get, have to go back to shore all the time. But yeah, we proved the concept. It's kind of a paradigm shift of people living. Now we can live out on the ocean, and we've shown it, and all we have to do is scale it and make it accessible for more people. And I think it'll be revolutionary, and it's I mean, we're still working on it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If the ocean's very dangerous, right? How come the boat companies still grow?
They're still making boats.
They're still making boat. People still buying boat to go out there in the sea. It must be something there that government don't want us to go there. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want us to get
So they
away from their
cannot
grip.
get anything from you when you're out there. Sorry.
Right.
That's great. So after you heard the news and you got out of there, and that must have been pretty scary, especially for you, Nadia. You are a Thai citizen, so it's even, you've got all your family and stuff there, and all of a sudden you're a fugitive on the run, facing the death penalty. That must have been, tell us a bit about your experience in the few weeks and months after of how you were feeling.
Okay. Quite very scary and annoyed and paranoid of everything. No one that I can trust. No one. So I'm thinking in my mind how we gonna pass it. If this happen, okay, that's it, we done. We go in jail. But we try us best to get away from it, because if they get us, you know what gonna happen. So they might say we doing something and show something that say we doing is a very terrible thing, and try to get money out from as much as possible they can. So I quite know Thai people enough what they're going to do. So we just run fast as you can run. And I send the message for my mom, my son, that don't worry anything. I will be safe. Just take care of yourself. I'll keep in touch with you. And actually, I sent the last word for my cousin in Belgium. If they got me, please post this message for me.
Yeah, we had our last words because we thought, this is it. That's why I posted on Facebook. I was the freest man and freest person in the world. It was glorious. We thought we were basically gonna be caught and just, instead of, we did not expect a jury trial or any trial that's fair at all. So we assumed the worst. We assumed they'd just kill us on sight. So we did whatever we could to get out.
Ready to kill us.
But we made it, and we
Made it, yes.
after a long, harrowing journey, we made it to Panama,
Yeah.
which has been a blessing.
That's great. Yeah, and crazy year for you guys for sure. And I think it is kind of, it appears like it's kind of dying down. I don't hear about it anymore, that sort of a thing. So that's good. You guys really didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. And I actually said to Joe and I think to Patry as well, if they really went after you guys, that I was going to do everything I could, along with all of our audience, everyone we know, to make this, expose it and make sure they don't do anything to you guys. But in any case, it looks like it's kind of fading now, which is great. You're now in Panama, and you're actually working on some new projects there to do with seasteading. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're picking up with the same ocean builders that was in Thailand. Rudiger is back at work as the engineer, creating more seasteads, more floating homes now. We have to refer to them as floating homes, but
It has been floating home since the beginning. Just seasteading institute combined called as seasteading. It just is, the platform is just on the side to TSI or something like that. Have to be float and have to be what they say?
a seastead
Yeah.
implies sovereignty, which here in Panama we're planning on we're going to take baby steps. We'll do a shallow water version of the seastead, of the floating home, and work on the manufacturing process, the tourism, make it something economically viable, make it engineering viable. So like when we were on the seastead in Thailand, you drop a wrench, or Rudiger dropped his mask for welding mask one time, and it took us 2 days to go back into land, go to the store, come back. So all these little things that are as simple as like, oh, I'm just going to go to the store and get a replacement. It was 10 times as difficult out in the open ocean. So we're like, let's get everything all taken care of right offshore, like 200 meters away from marina, and we can get everything straightened out before we start working on going in deep water and create the deep water version. So we've got a prototype in the water of the shallow water version, and that thing is floating really well. Nadia and I sat on there and did the wine test to see that the thing's not moving too much.
Yeah.
We did a
Yeah, if I spill my wine all the time, it wouldn't be good. So got to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're next to boats and you see the boats rocking back and forth, but then you're sitting on the floating home on the spar, and it's great. Like when we were out in the open ocean, we'd be on the boat, fighting these waves. Like let's get in the house so that we can, make things easier.
Yeah. If you you don't want to live in water, you can buy this and then decorate night and have a rent. People come by every weekend and you charge per night or whatever. It's like a hotel or something. It will be a good business for tourists here in Panama.
Yeah, we'll
And
start
we try
with
to work on that.
Airbnbs, timeshares, just get it so people can start experiencing it even easier than flying all the way to Thailand and taking a day or two to sail out into the ocean. With Panama, I mean, it's a lot closer to the U.S. You can fly down on a Friday, go stay the night, Friday night, and then enjoy the weekend out on the floating home, and you'll be able to judge for yourself whether or not you like the setup or not.
We really want to make Panama better. Everybody win. I win. Panama win. The local win. They got work. They got money, and they got things there. I mean, everybody win-win. It's nothing matter. We follow all the law.
I think you sent me a video of some of the stuff you're doing. Is that something that we can put on this video?
Yeah, definitely. One video is we're announcing to the world, because they've been wondering, where'd you guys go? What are you building next? So yeah, we're in Panama. They have no central bank. You can use cryptocurrencies here the same as any other currency.
They have Bitcoin ATM too.
Yeah, we survived off the Bitcoin ATMs when we got here because we have no bank account, we have nothing. So yeah, we just use the Bitcoin ATMs. And so we've got the video showing, here we are in Panama. We're moving forward. We gave you a video showing the design. It shows all the inside. We have an underwater room. It looks very, very high tech and difficult, but we have what it needs to get done. We're going to have a huge 3D printer. It's 20 foot by 16 foot. It's going to be we're going to be able to print out houses and then put them out on the water. It's pretty revolutionary tech. Everything we're doing is we're moving forward, working with tech partners, drone delivery. We want to be able to pick up your garbage, drop off your food, whatever, all by drone, just landing. And you want a pizza, you get some drone pizza delivery.
I think it's gonna be full of
Smart tech and
smart system and technology, new technology there.
Yeah, we can't wait.
That's great. So I think we have the video. We'll throw it in right now. So yeah, that looks awesome. I like Panama a lot. I spent a fair amount of time there. Actually, I think I know probably some of the people who have the Bitcoin ATMs there in Panama. There's a lot of crypto people down there. I don't know if you know Randy Hilarski. I think he's been on Anarchast before. If you don't, I should connect you with him. And I'd definitely like to. Is this something that people can come down and get involved with right now, or is it still something in process?
Well, actually, starting in January, we're gonna set up an incubator house. So we want these smart tech people to come down and start building, 3D printer guys, drone guys. We want everybody to bring your tech so that we can all build this thing together and get something great. We're not in this, it's never been for us about profit or like, we got a great business idea. It's definitely got to sustain itself, but we want it to happen. We want this big project. I mean, for Rudiger, it's all about going into space. So this is just a stepping stone for him because he needs a city out in the ocean to be able to to start building this thing. But for me and a lot of people is we want to be able to boat with your house, and I think the design that we have is probably the best one of all the different seastead designs of being able to literally vote with your house. If somebody's, you have a small community of people and you have somebody ruling the people and come to find out he's a jerk, and the idea is that one day he declares war against something, you'll wake up the next morning and find that he's the only person in his little town anymore. So I like that concept. Obviously, we're ways away from being able to get that point yet. We're still in the let's show Panama what we can do, that we're friendly, that we're tourist positive. We met with, Ocean Builders has met with several key government players, the Ministry of Tourism. We have one of the assistants to the president has spoken with us. We have gone to all the people that would be involved in our project, and they've all been super excited about it. We show the videos and they're like, yes, we want that here in Panama. So we ask for no special concessions. We're just telling them like, hey, let's keep an open communications. Cause
don't find out about us and try to kill us at some point, please.
Exactly. I mean, Thailand, if we had an open communication, they call like, hey, what are you guys doing out there? Oh, we could just explain it. But fortunately, we do have that here in Panama. When we put actually the prototype in the water, the local rangers were like, you can't have something sitting on the ground here. They didn't realize it's not sitting on the ground because it's so stable that they're like, obviously that thing's sitting on the ground, so you can't have it sitting on the ground. But fortunately, they were able to contact us and say, hey, you can't do that. So we're like, okay, well, we'll just move it over here. Not try to explain the whole nuance of, a floating platform that looks stable is not necessarily sitting on the ground. So we're checking all the boxes and going through all the processes that are required and cooperating with Panama, and I look forward to having just these things up and down the coast, and we're also talking to other island nations in the Caribbean. So we want this to be big, and we want it to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So is there a website you want to let people know about it, or any other thing you want to let people know where they can follow you guys and what you're doing?
Definitely go to oceanbuilders.com, and you can read all about our what we have going on. You can sign up on that page. We have an Ocean Builders group on Facebook. Definitely follow that. Rudiger is always posting in his Ocean Builders engineering page on Facebook because he he gets excited like every day. He's like, oh man, we made this cool new thing. He takes a video and throws it up on there. So he lets slide all the super new information there, but he even inadvertently gave away Panama a couple of times. But but yeah, there's definitely it's gonna be a lot happening, and I hope everybody starts hearing a lot of good news the next couple months from us.
That's great. I'm definitely going to be checking out myself. I'm very interested in seeing what you're doing and possibly getting involved in some way, maybe helping to build some communities and things like that. And as I mentioned at the start, you're both going to be coming to Anarchapulco along with Joe Quirk, and you'll be talking on stage about some of your experiences, that sort of a thing. So very excited about that. If for everyone out there, Anarchapulco's coming up February 13th to 16th in 2020. There's still tickets available. There's still hotel rooms available, but you should act fast to make sure you get those. And real pleasure to have you guys on. From the start of hearing about this story, I was like, wow, this is a crazy story. And when I heard they were coming after you, I said, we're going to try to do whatever we can to help you guys. And you guys just got through, and you're okay now. You're safe. They're not trying to kill you at the moment. And now you're building new things. So that's great. So we're going to have the links to all that down below. And thank you guys for coming on. Kopkun Kop. And and that's it for Anarchast. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share down below. And that's it for Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. Peace, love, and anarchy.
Anarchapulco, it's so hype, I'm trying to tell ya. This the event of the year and best vacation ever. Ron Potter, Jeffrey Tucker, just to name a few. Get your tickets, you don't want to miss it. You should roll through, talking politics to health and self-improvement to investing. So many things, not one thing. Learn how to live life unchained, yeah. 4 days vibing on the beach, time to connect. All about growth, way more than a conference. This is Anarchapulco, yeah. Let's go.
You ain't seen nothing yet.